Hello guys, you're welcome back once again to our YouTube channel. In this particular video, I'm going to be talking about rabbit disease and how you can actually cure them. Some of the underestimated disease in rabbit farming. So a lot of rabbit farmers, when going into rabbit farming, they just go into it just like that without knowing how to take care of the rabbit, how to cure their diseases, and how to prevent them from getting these particular diseases. So this is what I want to talk about in this particular video extensively, so that you, the beginner rabbit farmer who just started rabbit farming newly, is going to be aware of all these diseases that rabbits have, because surely they are animals, they tend to get sick once in a while. So you get to be aware of all these diseases, how to prevent them, and how to actually cure them in case your rabbit gets this particular disease. So this is what we want to talk about in this particular video. If this is your first time of coming across our channel, here in this channel we teach you basically rabbit farming and other livestock farming extensively. So if that's what you find interesting, consider liking this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel. So when it comes to rabbit farming, there are a lot of diseases that are the major diseases that you'll be seeing most often in your rabbit farm. Rabbits tend to have a lot of disease, like just like the humans. There are some common diseases we tend to face. So those are the common diseases that I want to talk about. The rabbit common disease, these are what I want to talk about. I'll be talking about 5 different diseases majorly in this particular video. Maybe in a future video I'll be talking about more, but these 5 diseases I want to be talking about in this particular video are the major ones, so that you need to be aware of this, because these are the ones we see more often and face. And a lot of rabbit farmers who are just starting rabbit farming newly, they don't really know how to cure this particular disease. So I want to help you guys and tell you guys how I actually cure this disease here in my farm, the drugs I use, and how I prevent them from even getting this disease. So the first disease I want to be talking about is rabbit diarrhea. When I talk about rabbit diarrhea, I talk about rabbit stooling. Each of these diseases, I'll be putting a little picture on the screen so that you'll be seeing what I'm talking about. When I talk about rabbit diarrhea, I talk about rabbits actually stooling, like having watery stool. So this is caused by feeding your rabbits feed that are not good for them, or drastically changing their feed. Like, let me say you were feeding your rabbit formulated feed before. You just woke up one morning and changed it and start giving them pellets feed, or you just woke up, or you were feeding them pellets feed before and you just woke up and changed it automatically to formulated feed. And also some other things that cause diarrhea are some bad leaves, giving your rabbit leaves that are not good, and also giving your rabbit unclean water, that's water that are dirty. So these things can cause your rabbit diarrhea. Of course, I've mentioned what can cause it diarrhea. So if you know you want to prevent this diarrhea from getting to your rabbit, then you need to prevent some of these things. Make sure you know the kind of leaf you are giving your rabbit. Make sure the leaves are clean, very clean. Make sure you give them clean water. And once you come to your rabbit hutch in the morning, make sure the old water that was in their drinkers, you pour it out and put in a new one. If you are using the bowl drinkers, if you are using the nipple drinkers, make sure you wash your tank very often, so that your rabbit don't get to drink the water that is not clean for them. Some of the other things that you can also do to cleanse this your water pipes, if you are someone who is using the nipple drinker system, is to use apple cider vinegar on those nipple drinkers tank. You put apple cider vinegar there. I'll be showing the picture on the screen. It works very, very well for rabbits. So if you want to cure this particular diarrhea, I want to tell you guys the easiest way to cure it. I use Flagyl tablets to cure mine. That's the easiest way I use to cure it. Flagyl tablets, you take your syringe, you take out your needle from your syringe like this, like your empty syringe, just like this. You take out your needle, take this syringe, take the cover, this kind of cover of Coke container, a cover of a drink container. You take this cover like this, put in the Flagyl tablet inside this cover, then you put water to be level in this cover. Allow the Flagyl tablet to fully dissolve. When the Flagyl tablet fully dissolves, stir it very, very well. Then use your syringe here, then pull out all the liquid that you have stirred. Then you can actually use this syringe, force it inside the rabbit's mouth. Yes, then the rabbit will be good. You can do this 3 times. If it is a small rabbit, I'll prefer you use 100 milligram of flagyl tablet. Then if it is a bigger rabbit, you can use 200 to 400 milligrams, depending on what you want. None of them can be like, because it's just once, from what I've seen, none of them can be overdose for them as far as you are using 1 tablet, because I've used 200, but most times you might not really want to use 400, so you might stick to 100 for the little baby rabbit and 200 for the bigger rabbit. So these flagyl tablets can help you cure this diarrhea very, very well. What if you are someone who don't have this flagyl tablet in your location? You can use antibiotics. Antibiotics can actually cure this diarrhea very, very well. Antibiotics can cure it very, very well. So this is the kind of antibiotic I use in my farm. It is the Oxysuper antibiotics. If you can't get this one, you can get any other very strong antibiotics in your farm, and it will still work for almost the same thing, because all of them are almost very the same. So this is Oxysuper. This is what I use in my farm. So if you want to use this particular antibiotics to cure your rabbit diarrhea, you can take up to like 0.5 ml of this liquid, inject it into your rabbit body. When injecting antibiotics, you inject it from the thigh. So somewhere here is where you inject your rabbits for this antibiotics. You inject it from the thigh, 0.5 for like 3 days, and your diarrhea is gone. As far as you notice the diarrhea in time, and the diarrhea not get to the worst stage, 3 days can actually cure it very, very well. So another disease I want to be talking about is the mange. The mange disease. So the mange disease is a kind of disease whereby your rabbits get either infected in the ear or in the nose, sometimes even in the feet. You'll notice it's having like somehow like a rusted nose, or somehow like a rusted ear. Inside the ear will be looking somehow rusted. So this is how the mange disease actually looks. I'll be putting a little picture on the screen. So this mange disease is mostly caused by dirty cages. If you are someone that don't clean your rabbit cages very often, your rabbit poos and their droppings stay with them, especially for those that are not using self-cleaning cage like mine. As you can see, the kind of cages we are using in our farm, they are self-cleaning. When our rabbit poops here, the droppings falls on this zinc here. It does not stay with them. So this kind of self-cleaning cages can help you prevent this particular disease. And also, not just having self-cleaning cage, you need also to be cleaning them very often. So, mange disease, prevention, cleanliness. Clean your rabbit cage, and I assure you, you will not have this disease. After all, I've not seen this disease in my farm for more than 2 years now. I've not gotten any kind of disease like this in my rabbit farm. So if your rabbits are very clean, if your cages are very clean, trust me, this one you will not see it. But let's take for instance for someone that has seen it, we are going to be giving you the cure for this mange disease. So for this mange disease, you need the ivermectin injectable. This is ivermectin injectable. This is how the ivermectin looks. It's an injectable drugs, a liquid drugs for rabbits. It's an injectable drugs liquid for rabbits. So you need to inject your rabbits 0.5 ml of this, 0.3 to 0.5 depending on the rabbit size. This ivermectin, you use it once in 14 days, or you use it 3 days subsequently, then 14 days space. But for this mange, I'll prefer you use it once in 14 days. Then after you inject it once, you watch the rabbit very well. If the rabbit does not get well after 14 days, then you inject it again. But before the second injection, trust me, the rabbit will start getting better, because that mange disease is not really something very, very dangerous like that, or very tedious, that won't go easily. You don't need to peel it. Don't try to peel the ear, don't try to peel the nose. Just inject it, this ivermectin. Then trust me, those stuff that have been strong on their nose and on their ear that have become rusted, it will start falling off and the rabbit will start getting better again. So that's how to cure the mange disease. So another one I want to be talking about is the sawhawk, rabbit sawhawk. I'll be putting a little picture on the screen so that you will see the kind of thing I'm talking about. So this sawhawk is caused as a result of the kind of wire mesh you are using in your cage, or if your rabbit has too much weight. So sawhawk is not something really that you should panic about. If you notice it under your rabbit's foot, if you look at your rabbit, if your rabbit is a heavy rabbit and you look at the rabbit foot, under the foot, you'll notice sawhawk. although this one does not have anything like that. This rabbit is really healthy. So if your rabbit is a heavy rabbit and you look under the feet, you notice sawhawk, what can you actually do to cure this particular sawhawk? This is what I'm going to be sharing with you here in this particular video. So for the sawhawk, you can put soft bedding for the rabbit, especially if the sawhawk has gotten very serious before you get to see it. You can put soft bedding for the rabbit. Soft bedding like soft plantain leaf, dry plantain leaf. You put into the rabbit cage so that it will be stepping its foot on those particular leaves, and the leaf is going to be helping their foot stay away from those wire mesh, so before their foot will get healed. So when you put in that soft bedding, you also use this ivermectin I showed you guys, because this ivermectin cures a lot of things when it comes to rabbit rearing. You use this ivermectin, you inject this ivermectin 0.5 ml, because mostly sawhawk you see it in mature rabbits, you hardly see it in little rabbits. You inject this ivermectin 0.5 ml to the rabbit on the thigh. When I say thigh, this is where I mean on the part where it has a little muscle inside the body, which is the thigh here. So you inject it that 0.5, and the rabbit will get the rabbit will get well fast. So the next rabbit disease I want to be talking about is the bloating. Rabbit bloating. So rabbits having bloat, you notice the rabbit's stomach is going to become big. The rabbit stomach is going to become bigger than usual, and the rabbit stomach is going to become strong. Yes, this is as a result of feeding your rabbit spoiled feed, and also as a result of feeding your rabbit leaves that are not really safe for them, or feeding your rabbit dirty water can also cause this bloating. Or another thing that can cause bloating too is feeding your rabbit a less amount of fiber, like their feed does not contain the accurate or good amount of fiber that is supposed to contain. This can cause bloat. So how you can prevent this? Make sure your rabbit feed contains a lot of fiber. Give them good quantity of hay on a steady. Give them good quantity of hay, that is dry leaf. That's why I say hay helps for rabbits to digest their feed very fast. So give them good quantity of hay. It will help them to avoid this bloating, and also give them clean drinking water. Then once in a while, you can also add a little bit of apple cider vinegar into their water. It will help them very well. I'll do a video using apple cider vinegar for my rabbits so that you can actually know how to use it and the amount to actually measure and use this particular apple cider vinegar. So let's take for instance your rabbit have bloating. How are you going to cure this? You can use your syringe, just like I showed you. You don't need to even inject the rabbit. You use your syringe, your empty syringe without a needle. You get coconut oil or Coca-Cola, or you get pineapple juice mixed with apple cider vinegar in a little quantity. Then pull out like 5 ml of that coconut oil or Coca-Cola, the normal Coca-Cola people drink. Pull out 5 ml of that, which the gas is yet to escape. Then pull out 5 ml of the coconut oil or 5 ml of the pineapple juice mixed with apple cider vinegar. Force it into the rabbit's mouth for 3 days. The rabbit's stomach will become okay again. This bloating is quite easy, but if you don't notice it in time, it can actually kill a rabbit. It's that serious. It can actually kill a rabbit. So what I've just shared with you, try as much as possible to get maybe apple cider vinegar in your farm with little amount of coconut, with little amount of pineapple juice. Mix it together, keep it in a little container, or you get coconut oil, put it in a little container and keep it in your rabbit farm. Be prepared for all these things so that when you do face it, you won't be running up and down, what can I do, and start asking a lot of people questions on what to do when you face this kind of things, because I've actually taught you guys how to do this in this particular video. So the last disease I want to be talking about is rabbit heat stroke. Rabbit heat stroke is caused due to very high temperature. When you keep your rabbit in a cage, that is facing a lot of high temperature, like keeping your rabbit in a cage that is hot, or your rabbit cage is facing direct sunlight whereby a lot of heat comes into that particular cage, or your rabbit cage is not well ventilated, this is what causes heat stroke for your rabbit. So how you can actually prevent this: when you are building your rabbit cages, make sure your rabbit cages are well ventilated, make sure your rabbit cage is not facing direct sunlight. Then if you want to cure this particular heat stroke, it's quite easy. If your rabbit get this heat stroke, you can inject your rabbit antibiotics. Antibiotics works perfectly for it. I noticed this particular one not too long ago. Antibiotics works perfectly for it. And also remove your rabbit from that cage, take it to a cage that is way cooler than that particular cage it is. Take it to a cage that is way cooler than that particular cage it is. Or if you have a free room in your house, you can actually put it in there for it to do like a free range after injecting it this antibiotics, and the rabbit will get healed very, very fast. So all these drugs that I've just mentioned, the antibiotics, the ivermectin, the multivitamin, and some of the other ones that I mentioned, if you don't know where to get this, because sometimes the vets don't sell it to everyone, if you don't know where to get this, you can message me on the number on the screen. I'm going to send it to you. I sell the medications, all rabbit medications. I sell them here in my farm. I'm going to send them down to your location anywhere you are in Nigeria if you don't know where to get these particular medications. But if you know where to get it, please try as much as possible to get it, because it's really, really important when it comes to rabbit farming. These medications is really important. I know I've taken my time to explain this bit by bit so that everyone can actually understand it. Please, if you did learn something from this video, like this video, share to other rabbit groups so that other rabbit farmers can learn from this particular video and have the idea, because most rabbit farmers don't really know how to cure this disease. That's why you see when their rabbit is sick, they tend to want to message people that have more knowledge about it more than them. So you don't need to do all this. This video I've already told you what to do if your rabbit have all this, if your rabbit have any of this disease. So share this video, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We tend to bring you guys more and more updates about rabbit farming as a whole. So subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the rest of your week. Do have a nice day, and peace.